how did leads and sales come in for your business?
As a sales coach myself, I cold call regularly, but I was not successful. I didn't actually know what to do. I didn't know what is the perfect content of a LinkedIn post. I saw from American sales trainers that they had a funnel. I had no idea how to build one. I realized that I needed a funnel system in order to have a continuous stream of warm leads in 1 month, 6 new customers solely based on my LinkedIn efforts. The return on investment is ×4, which is insane actually. Compared to the investment I made in you guys, it's a no-brainer. It's not a cost, it's an investment.
Awesome. Good to see
Always
you.
nice to see you. Always nice to hear you. How are
Do
you?
some karate. Yeah, perfect. So I kind of want to start this quick interview off with a quick introduction from your side.
Yes.
So for people who don't know you yet, what do you do and who do you help?
I am a B2B field coach and sales trainer, which means I help B2B companies, mostly in Belgium, with their sales, with their revenue. I start my formula with a 2 days training in a class where I expose all my systems, methodology, and sales tactics. My specialty is 3 days of field coaching, which means together with the sales rep, I guide people in sales. After the 3 days of sales training, I change my approach to field coaching, which means I am in a real sales conversation with the sales rep. So the customer is in front of us. I sit next to the sales rep and I listen to his sales skills, take notes, and afterwards in the car or in a hotel, I give feedback regarding his approach. That's actually what I do for a living.
You specifically do field coaching in the field with the
In
people,
the field,
practical,
with
so no
customers.
theory.
Yeah, with prospects, because I believe if you want to change, if you want to transform your sales approach, you have to do it in practice, not only in theory. So that's why I changed the sales skills and sales behavior of the sales rep in real life, I would say. On the job coaching, you could call it. On the job coaching, yeah.
Okay, cool. Makes sense. And obviously we've been working for a little bit together now. So before we started working together, how did leads and sales come in for your business?
As I am a sales coach myself, cold calling is not an issue. I cold call regularly. I have existing customers who are a good lead gen material. I have some customers who work with me all of the time or on a regular basis. So I do, regarding cold outreach, I do cold calling, LinkedIn DM, and also from time to time some email prospecting. But I wanted actually a extra revenue stream or an extra lead gen system. And I have been experimenting with LinkedIn from quite some time now. So to have an extra source of leads, but I was not successful. I have to admit that after a while, I saw that sales and marketing are two different kind of professions, two different kind of approaches. They add to each other, of course, they add to each other, but really writing, content writing is a whole different ballgame, and generating leads is a approach or a tactic, one of its kind. It's totally different from cold calling. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. And then back then it was mostly cold calling, cold outreach, some on LinkedIn. What was your approach on LinkedIn at that time? What did you do?
Maybe I wrote like 5 DMs a month, so there was not really a system. And regarding inbound, once every 2 weeks, I wrote a LinkedIn post with very few feedback or 0 to none feedback, I would say.
So it didn't really work at all, no.
Challenge. There was literally no continuous stream of lead generation being made by LinkedIn.
What do you feel like went wrong in LinkedIn at that moment? Like what felt kind of broken, what you did wrong?
I didn't actually know what to do. I didn't know what is the perfect content of a LinkedIn post. I didn't know at that time which are the 3 or 4 different categories of LinkedIn posts. I saw from American sales trainers that they had a funnel. I had no idea how to build one because I'm not a technical person myself. I'm a sales guy, I would say. I love selling, prospecting, hunting, and farming, but building a funnel is out of my league. It's not really my cup of tea. So it added to each other. So I thought, I need a funnel. I need somebody who can teach me how to effectively write LinkedIn posts and so on and so on. So I had more than one challenge, I would say.
Yeah, so could you say that the challenge then also mostly was spending all this time on outreach and not having like a reliable, automated way of getting leads and sales in?
Exactly. It was manually and it was unsuccessfully. So before meeting you and Farhan, I had no system, no technique in place, no funnel in place. So my results went up and down, mostly down. I realized that I needed a funnel system and that I needed to automate my approach in order to have a continuous stream of warm leads from LinkedIn.
Especially if the results are inconsistent, you don't really know when the next deal are going to come. Yeah, very inconsistent. Absolutely. Yeah, I can imagine that if you go from a system that kind of works, which is called outreach, you knew that works, you knew LinkedIn DMs kind of work, you had some kind of flow going, right? You are in sales, you kind of know what the sales motion is like.
Flow and cold calling, absolutely. I have absolutely a flow in a structure in sales outbound, in prospecting and cold calling, but I had no system for marketing.
No. And what kind of doubts or like hesitations did you had before moving towards a marketing system and being more visible on LinkedIn as well?
Did I have hesitations? Not really. I didn't have hesitations. It was more that a challenge for me was urgent enough to take action. The challenge or the frustration, I would say. Not being successful, especially as a sales guy who wants to be successful all of the time. It was quite a frustration, which made me pull the trigger and approaching you and Farhan.
Yeah, to fix it.
Just fix it.
Yeah, of course. And why did it then feel like, you say like, oh, it was not a big deal. What made it like the right move at that moment for you?
I think there are two things which made me decide to contact you guys. Firstly, it was like I told you, being a little bit frustrated that after 4 or 5 years, I wasn't successful in realizing a constant stream of leads on LinkedIn. And I thought, I think I know what these guys are talking about. I read your posts, I read your results, and I thought, let's pull the trigger and contact Stijn and Farhan. That's how it went.
Okay. So it was like a warming up through the content. So we proved
exactly. The warming up to the content really hit me. I felt a certain connection. Yeah, I think these guys, I could click with these guys. I could have I felt a certain kind of rapport, and then decided to pull the trigger. Yeah.
Oh, nice. And I imagine, I remember also you saying like, the whole process with how I came onto this call was so streamlined. Like, I need to have that system for myself as well. Yeah,
as well. Yeah. So I was really, when I saw your system, when you made your offer and I saw the system, I quickly realized that was a system I was missing. And that was the system I was seeing from other very big sales agencies. And I thought, if these guys can do it, I can do it also. And then I saw with your approach that you were able to build such a automated sales funnel and decided to go for it. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, nice. And like in your short words, what did we build together?
For me, these are two things. It was a content machine where there is an approach regarding 3 different kind of categories, which involve warming up, increasing authority, and posting result-driven or lead gen posts. And then afterwards, I also worked with a mini product, which is a very good lead building system. And this mini product, you build at the bottom of this product a funnel, which really captured the people who were interested in that content. By capturing those people, they could make an appointment in my Outlook agenda. I had, in 2 weeks' time, one after the other. It was actually a crazy time. One after the other, appointments made by the automated funnel system in my agenda. And afterwards, the only thing I had to do was just go into this sales call, go into this online meeting, and start to sell, which I am accustomed to. So
yeah,
make the process a lot more easier, a lot more straightforward, I would say. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, makes
I'm
sense.
very pleased, with the system, and I will absolutely continue using it.
Happy. That's really nice. So they just roll in automatically into your calendar.
Yeah, automatic.
What's like the specific thing that's now different compared to what you used to do?
Everything is different, Stijn. Everything is different. The content strategy is different. I had no funnel. Now I have a funnel. The appointment making was always manual with a few steps. Now it's automatic, so it saves me time. It saves me effort. It gives me a lot more comfort knowing I have an extra stream of leads being made by LinkedIn.
So you just know that one post out is so many leads in.
And even after this mini product, I see that my other regular posts generate much more leads. For example, last week, I didn't post a mini product. I posted 2 regular posts. Yeah, top of funnel, a tofu post. These 2 posts generated 2 new leads. So that for a regular post, that's a fantastic result. This week already, 1 new lead I got from a regular post.
So you just boosted your whole profile overall.
The results from your funnel is not only short-lived, it means I have results on the long run. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, so you have like a system you can build on now.
It's what we all want, a continuous stream of warm leads is what we all want, isn't it?
And automatic in your calendar.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. So now we track all your leads, and we have your calls, and we have the CRM as well. We all track it in one place, right? With clear data on what's working for you and how many there are who you need to follow up with. Concretely, how many leads, calls, deals did it end up getting for you?
In the days and weeks after the 2 mini products, I got in 1 month 6 new customers, which is insane actually. 6 new customers solely based on my LinkedIn efforts, and actually the investment, the ROI, return on investment, is ×4.
And do you see that even like multiplying in the future? If you say okay, we can keep posting.
Now I am more known in the market, I would say. Also, a byproduct is that now, after 2 months, I have 1,200 extra LinkedIn connections, which means I am better known. My public has broadened, is more wide, which means now I have I'm more publicly visible. And yeah, I every week I have at least 1 new lead coming in. From time to time, I have 2 or 3 leads coming in, which means I can decrease my efforts in cold calling, which is also nice to have, I would say.
Yeah, no more cold calling, no more picking up the phone.
Little bit, but it has decreased, absolutely. It has, my outbound efforts have been decreased, and because it's no longer to make as much cold calls as I did before.
Yeah. Fantastic. What kind of surprised you once the first kind of data and leads and eventually as well calls came in? What was like the wow moment for you?
It was absolutely the speed in which people booked appointments. So I can remember I posted the first post on a Wednesday morning at 2:30, I guess. I had already booked my first appointment. By Friday, I had 7, and the week after, so 10 days after, I had 18 appointments. That was a very busy time. And then I had, from these 18 calls, I made 6 new customers. So that is
also good.
An awful,
good percentage as well.
Not awful, it's an insane result. It's an awesome result. Having 18 calls and 6 new customers is an awesome result. Absolutely.
Yeah. Good so close rate, right?
I'm very pleased, yeah.
Nice. And like what I also like to kind of cover as well is Yeah, mostly I'm also curious about improving and the things we possibly didn't go so well throughout the process, but what kind of felt frustrating for you throughout the build and maybe even up when managing the calls or like managing the system? What were like some things we had to tweak along the way?
I think at some point, the lead magnet refused to send automatically, if I can remember. If I can remember. And then you
called me. Yeah, you called me.
I called you, and
in the morning I fixed it.
After an hour, or not even an hour, it was fixed. And the people weren't, they got the link, but the mini product was not sent. And then I called you, and after 1 hour or so, it was fixed immediately. And so that was the only hiccup we got. But
so some technical parts.
Otherwise, everything went perfectly. Yeah.
Yeah, so the technical setup. Yeah, I remember that as well. We did some smaller technical tweaks and some videos as well. I remember sending over some Loom videos so you kind of explain.
You sent me how to fix it as fast as possible, and I was getting a lot of help from you, and within an hour it was fixed. So that was the only small negative or hiccup we encountered.
What would you say then? This system's really long term, right? You can basically use it for the rest of your entire business, for everything LinkedIn related, but possibly as well, say you start posting on Instagram or YouTube, or you do advertisements, everything flows into the same system.
Yes.
So what would you say this makes possible for you for the next 6 to 12 months or so, looking ahead?
It's actually something that frees up my time. Because lead gen costs a lot of time, and actually, it's for me and for a lot of consultants, these hours, days and weeks you spend on prospecting are non-billable hours for me. So if the process is more automated, it frees up time to execute what I do. So I can coach more, I can train more, which means my billable hours increase and my revenue increases. So this for me is not only a rational or financial, I would say, advantage, but it's also more comfortable for me. It makes my life a little bit easier. So that for me, on the long term, the financial aspect of it and the more emotional, the more comfort aspect of it is really what benefits me the most.
Yeah, I get it. And possibly as well spending more time with your family.
Also,
because you have
my wife sees me and my kids see me a little bit more because I'm less at the phone, and it absolutely is a big improvement in my business.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, awesome. Who would you say that should possibly not have a system like this?
That's a good question, Stijn. Not have a system. I think maybe big corporates, big enterprises who have a very large organization or a production facility who does not rely on leads as much as I do, or maybe a factory or people who are more accustomed to de handel.
Yeah,
enterprises who are more into trade and less into projects, because I am more in a project business. Lead gen is for me very important, because when one project ends, I have to have another one to fill the gap. If you're more in trade or a large company in trade, I don't think that this funnel is for you. I think this funnel is more for smaller enterprises and consultants, coaches like me, who heavily rely on projects for their revenue.
So new revenue stream, the lead flow.
You have business all the time. You have to have new business all the time. So that this funnel is a big improvement.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, and what kind of mindset would you say a person would need for this to work with the system?
I think you don't have to see it as a cost. It's an investment. Yes, it costs it's a certain amount of money, but if you see that, in my case, in 2-3 weeks time, I had 4 times the revenue compared to the investment I made in you guys. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. It's not a cost. It's an investment. That's how I see it.
Would you say that's a quick ROI? 3 weeks? Have you seen that before?
Never.
No?
No, never in my life. It's absolutely the fastest lead gen machine I have ever seen. Absolutely.
Yeah, it is something we have on our results page as well.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy. Yeah, I think you are one of the quickest so far. We have some that were had it in like 14 days, but yeah, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone was to be like in your shoes where you began, so in a similar position as you were, where you began potentially having like a referral network or a cold outreach network, looking to get into something more consistent or like an online platform, what would be your thing to say to them?
I would say not only save money to buy the funnel and also the work from Farah. Don't hesitate. Don't hesitate. It will make your life a lot easier. It's something that works. It's something that is modern. It is something that makes you sell more. It is something that enhances the billable hours. So it's a question of return on investment for me. Get over yourself, I would say. Spend the money. It is not a cost. It is a true investment which pays off in multitudes.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
That's how.
And what will be the cost of that, of not having a system, you'd say? It's just like the long-term loss of not having a profit?
It depends on the person. It depends on the business. I don't know the cost, but I do know this. Having a consultancy business like me or a coaching business like me, the most difficult aspect of it is a continuous stream of leads. And from my conversations with colleagues who are also coaches and consultants, I hear that filling those gaps between projects is a big challenge. One of the biggest reasons to invest in such a automated funnel and LinkedIn as a whole is filling those gaps, is having that ease of mind, is having, I would say, it's like a mattress or a buffer in your revenue. Yeah, it's a no-brainer, I would say. It's a no-brainer.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you, Steef.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. It was great working with you.